On April 21, 2025, the world bid farewell to a spiritual giant, a shepherd of souls, a voice for the voiceless, and a revolutionary heart in the ancient corridors of the Catholic Church. Pope Francis, born Jorge Mario Bergoglio, passed away at the age of 88, leaving behind a legacy of humility, justice, and compassion that touched every corner of the globe. His story began in Buenos Aires, Argentina, on December 17, 1936, the son of Italian immigrants and the eldest of 5 children. From the start, his path was unconventional. He swept floors, worked as a lab technician, and even bounced at a nightclub. But it was illness, the loss of part of his lung, that turned his gaze upward, igniting a quiet but resolute call to serve God. In 1958, he joined the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits, and was ordained a priest in 1969. By 1998, he became the Archbishop of Buenos Aires, but even as his robes grew grander, his lifestyle grew simpler. He gave up the Archbishop's palace, took the bus to work, and washed the feet of AIDS patients. In the heart of the slums, he was simply known as Padre Jorge, the priest who listened. On March 13, 2013, history turned a page. Jorge Bergoglio became Pope Francis, the first pope from the Americas, the first Jesuit, and the first to choose the name Francis, in honor of the saint who embraced poverty and peace. From the balcony of St. Peter's, he bowed his head and asked the world to pray for him. His papacy broke barriers. He championed the environment in his groundbreaking encyclical Laudato Si', demanded global action on climate change, and called for the end of the death penalty. He opened conversations on LGBTQ+ inclusion, called for economic equality, and reached out to other faiths, not as an authority but as a brother. He reformed the church from within, shaking up the Vatican's bureaucracy, empowering women, and challenging a centuries-old institution to be more transparent, more accountable, more merciful. His was a papacy of inclusion and disruption, not for power, but for people. In his final days, even as illness took its toll, he remained steadfast. On Easter Sunday, just a day before his passing, he offered one last blessing to the faithful. And then, on Easter Monday, he departed. Not in grandeur, but in grace. Pope Francis was not just a pope of the church, he was a pope of the people, a man who walked with the poor, who spoke softly but boldly, and who reminded the world that mercy is not weakness, but strength in its most divine form. He has gone to rest, but his light endures.